What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. The first video of 2025, maybe, unless there's news. This happens a lot, so who knows. But yes, it's been about 7 months now since the Nintendo Switch 2 now, and I've been needing to make a video on how I felt with the Switch 2 this year. And I know I can already smell the comments of like, oh no, another Switch 2 negative video. Oh no, yep. I promise, guys, it's not all negative. I honestly have not been keeping up with any of this. Well, obviously, when I've been making my content on here, I'm not even talking about the negativity with any of these games because, well, I just ignored them, really, and just because, like, it's just been the same cycle over and over since the Switch 2 even started. Ever since, like, that Switch 2 Direct really changed the perspective of how we're feeling about Nintendo and stuff, but, yeah, that's just an unfortunate thing. Not like Nintendo hasn't always done this, but I don't know, that's just been how it is, honestly. So, yeah, anyway, let's just get this started. Let's talk about the Switch 2 stuff. So, it's technically about to be a year now since the Switch 2 was actually revealed. And basically, the reveal of it happening. Also, happy 1-year anniversary! Donkey Kong Country Returns HD! Yeah, remember that game happened? I can't believe that was the start of the DK renaissance where we went through. So, yeah, that was something. Even if it was a lazy one, probably one of the worst Nintendo ports that ever happened. But still, anyway, let's talk about the Switch 2. So, when the reveal happened, you already know. I guess I want to also refer to mostly just the games and how I felt about them. I know I've made videos on, like, the major games. I haven't talked about all of them, really. But, kind of just feel like all the Switch 2 controversy, and, you know. So, let's start off a bit on the positive side with the games. Or, kind of positive with the games. So, yeah. So, of course, you had the Switch 2 launch. And then, of course, we had, Mario Kart World, and I know I've been very critical over this game. I don't include it in my favorite games of 2025 or whatever. I know that, but I don't hate Mario Kart World, I promise you. I will never call it a straight up bad game, and like, I'm not ranking it lower than like the older games. No, well, maybe aside from like Double Dash or Wii, but that's the exceptions. But I don't know, I like Mario Kart World. I love the gameplay, I love the outfits, especially the soundtrack, especially the remixes. But it's just the online itself was a completely different story. I don't hate intermissions like I did back then, because some intermissions are fun. I just wish they could have options to turn it off online or something, or at least a separate mode. I know some people say it would kill the game or whatever. No, it freaking wouldn't. It's Mario Kart. It's gonna stay alive, you know. So yeah. Again, if I had to play intermission Mario Kart World, I don't care, it's whatever. I just prefer the 3-lap variation. Like, the normal 3 laps that we've been having for ages. Like, the idea of free roam is cool. I like, it's kind of relaxing. But, I haven't even touched it in ages, which is the unfortunate part. So, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes a game being open world doesn't really make a game better for me, honestly. But, again, I think the game is, like, I don't know, so some overreaction sort of with the game, but not really. I can sort of understand the criticisms, but I don't know, I just found it funny. It's like, it's one of those games, you know? So, yeah, but I still enjoy Mario Kart World. I just hope Nintendo improves on it, you know? They are definitely making improvements. This is why complaining works. But, yeah. Alright, that's a nice rant on Mario Kart World. Now let's get to an actual amazing game. Donkey Kong Bonanza, baby. Oh man, you guys know me very well about this game, that I think it's my favorite game of all time. I'll see throughout the coming months how I still feel about it all these months later, because I know it's a new game and all, and I shouldn't do this to myself. But Bonanza's like that game for me, honestly, and why I love the franchise so much. Like, Donkey Kong Bonanza is just the platformer game for me. Now, saying it's the best platform ever made is a completely subjective thing. I will never say it's the best one ever made. Everyone needs to play it or whatever, because like, we're comparing so many other there's so many platformers you can say is your favorite, but it's basically my favorite 3D platformer. Yes, over Mario Galaxy, but it's still my favorite Mario game, so don't worry. But yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza is amazing. It's my favorite game of all time. I think it will probably remain that way, honestly. I know it's not the most perfect game in the world, but still, I just love the game so much, guys. I'll be looking back at this fondly. It's seriously one of the best Nintendo experiences I ever had in years, honestly. So, yeah. Putting Donkey Kong at the launch, near the launch of the Switch 2, was the right decision. I'm just saying. And, of course, we had the return of King K. Rool. Nintendo, I think, is mentioning him on the Nintendo Today app. I can't say anything about it because apparently I learned that on the Nintendo Today app, you can get your video taken down or something, copyrighted. So, yeah, don't use Nintendo Today clips on your YouTube videos, apparently. Thanks, Nintendo. You're so strict about not wanting us to view content that could be looked upon Google, you know. Anyway, but yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza is amazing. Favorite game of all time, so yeah. Okay, so that's that, of course. And then we had a bit of a slower few months, honestly. There was Dragon Drive. We don't talk about that game. I'm not messing up my Joy-Cons for that, honestly, so yeah. Of course, we had, for other games for Switch 2, well, I'm gonna mention these two, Mario Party Jamboree and Kirby in the Forgotten Land, the specific Switch 2 edition games, because I'm noticing a trend of Switch 2 edition games. I don't think they're bad as a concept, in my opinion, but I'm starting to lean if any of them will be worth the money at all, honestly, because we had the Jamboree. I know there's been Switch 2 editions of like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom that have like, you know, better frame rate and all that resolution and stuff, but you have to pay money for them, which is definitely something. I think you have to pay money for them. I have to check, but yeah, you have to pay money for them apparently, instead of coming with free. So that's definitely something, all right. And then you have freaking Jamboree TV, which is like one of the most laughable things I've seen from Nintendo. I'm probably being a little too harsh with this, but this is generally a disappointing way to handle Mario Party DLC. It's just, I don't know. The concept of Mario Party DLC seems like something that should be easy to work with, but Nintendo doesn't even know themselves with this Jamboree TV DLC. So basically, it comes with 2v2 boards. You can play 2v2 boards. I said that twice. Which I thought that was in, which has been a kind of Mario Party staple. It's been in like some of the GameCube Mario Party games. It's been in some of like the older Mario Party games, which I do think is a pretty nice change of pace with the gameplay. Kinda, you know, play boards with your teams. You might hate your teammate a lot if they don't do well, but still, it's kind of funny. But yeah, that should have been a day one thing in my opinion, like included into the base game. But the fact you need to Switch 2 to even play 2v2 boards is disappointing, because I always love doing that in Super Mario Party specifically. That's the only reason why I don't hate that game that much. The original Super Mario Party, I should say. So yeah, and then it comes with some extra other modes, like there's like a quick mode where you play like 5 like turns or something on the board, and I'm like, okay, you can play a quick Mario Party, so what? And then it comes with like a minigame coaster where you play like little mini games and mouse mini games, I believe, and play like some different levels, which is, I guess, interesting. And then you have the highlight, kinda, the Bowser Live, which is basically you need the Switch microphone to kind of play most of the mode. The Switch camera, Switch 2 camera, which I don't have because I don't like showing my face like that. So yeah, you need to buy a camera to even experience the entirety of Jamboree's TV mode. And the worst part is, you kind of don't really get much if you play all the games, really. It's just some extra, like, stuff to do. So, what's the point of this? Who is this for? Yeah, this is for nobody, honestly. I'm sure there's some people, IRLs out there who enjoy it. More power to you, but, like, there's probably way better gaming experience you could do than this, in my opinion. This is a pretty lazy, disappointing way to handle Mario Party DLC, in my opinion. So, yeah. But now we'll talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Lands Switch 2 Edition as well. Star-Crossed World. So this is a sort of small little campaign with Kirby, and I will admit, it's decent for what it is. I think it's adding a lot of content for one of my favorite Switch games. Honestly, I like that. It's just a decent length. It's priced the same. I think it would have been better if it was $10. Maybe Switch 2, maybe free would have been. I probably would be free. It would be free. Maybe $5, I guess. Maybe too generous from Nintendo, but I don't know. Kirby Star-Crossed World is fine for what it is. Maybe, I don't know if it's worth 20. Kind of depends on the Kirby fans out there. I'm a Kirby fan, and I'm not sure if this is worth 20 in my opinion, but it's a decent way to handle a Switch 2 edition game. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'll let the Kirby fans decide on that. So yeah. Okay. Next up, alright, so the other stuff that happened during that time was, of course, any other game. We kind of went through a few months without anything major. I'm not really gonna mention third parties because I could be mentioning a bunch of third party stuff, but I'll let this argument slide with the whole idea of game key cards. The game key cards. You might think these are not bad, honestly, and basically it's like you get the physical card of a game, like a card of a game, but you don't fully own it. Basically, that's pretty much what the best way I can describe the game key cards without making a long explanation of it. And what kills it more is the third parties, like especially because you can't get most of them physically, with a few exceptions, which I know people would prefer physical. Yes, of course I prefer physical, unless my area lives so far away. That's the only exception, but still. But yeah, it's just game key cards. Now, if you don't care about third parties much on the Switch 2, this shouldn't really matter to you. But I don't know, and the fact it's happening to a somewhat Pokemon spin-off game that's coming next year, oh man, I'm just already fearing the idea of what happened if Pokemon Gen 10 gets announced. I don't think that's going to happen in Gen 10, but oh man, I don't know. It's just they're just bracing. Nintendo's just bracing ourselves for this madness, basically, with game key cards. So, yeah, I already know Pokemon Gen 10 is going to be miserable to talk about anyway. Good thing I'm not a Pokemon fan much nowadays. So, yeah. Game key cards, whether you love them or not, doesn't matter. I'll probably be picky of what third parties I want to get, especially what I want to experience on my Switch 2. I'm almost tempted to use my original Switch for these, but I know they're going to run like shit on the original Switch. So, yeah. But, again, don't want to go on this. I'm probably not going to mention them anytime a third-party game gets ported. If it's interesting, it's interesting to me. I just want to play video games, alright? Alright, now let's move on to the rest of the other games that happened. I did not, so, the other games that happened, I did not get Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which is a Warrior Zelda game. Warrior games are not really my thing. I couldn't get into it, the one that came out in 2020, personally. And, I also didn't get Pokemon Legends ZA, which, again, I said I'm not really much of a Pokemon fan anymore. But I've heard Zelda's at least decent, from what I've heard. And Pokemon's kind of your love or your hate. It's like any Pokemon release, basically, so yeah. And then, of course, I know I will be only talking about Switch 2 stuff, but I'll go ahead and mention the Mario Galaxy ports. I know they're just ports of older games, but, like, they're ports of, like, some of Mario's best adventures yet, so I guess I wanted to mention that, specifically because I played the Switch 2 edition, which, yeah, you can still play on the Switch 1, thankfully, but I will say, playing Mario Galaxy with the Switch 2 Joy-Cons feels so comfortable now. I didn't like the Switch 1 Joy-Cons because they're so small for my hands, but the size difference with the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2 made a huge difference, honestly. I was enjoying Galaxy 2 with the Joy-Cons. It was just amazing, honestly. So, I'll give props to Galaxy ports for, yeah, that's definitely decently fun to play. I probably would still use a Wii Remote, but it's whatever at this point. Better than a Pro Controller, in my opinion, for Galaxy. So, yeah. Alright, let's get back to the good games. We had Kirby Air Riders this year. This was one of the biggest surprises. I didn't think I'd enjoy that much. I remember seeing this game getting announced. I'm like, oh, okay, it looks like a decently fun Kirby game. I don't know if I'll play it much because I didn't really enjoy Kirby Air Ride that much, but then Kirby Air Riders surprised me, honestly. It's like the best way to handle a Nintendo multiplayer game. No, it's not lacking at launch. No free update bullcrap, although I wish some characters enjoyed, like Adeline Ribbon. And there's unlockables! When has I swear we never get multiplayer games with unlockables, and even if it does happen, it's like the bare minimum. So, like, maybe aside from, like, what, Smash Brothers, I guess? Like, I feel like we barely see unlockables in these Nintendo multiplayer games, and yes, I am mentioning the sports. I don't care if Mario finding Infinity Stones is fun. I didn't enjoy Tennis Aces that much, at least the story mode. So yeah. Of course we had, so yeah, Kirby Air Ride is definitely my second favorite Switch 2 experience so far, honestly. And yeah, one of the best multiplayer games I've played in years, honestly. And now the last major game, which I know technically is a Switch 1 game, but I think I can count for Switch 2, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. This was one of the more divisive games that happened this year, and it's kind of surprising considering it's been one of the most anticipated games that fans have been waiting for. So yeah, it's just... It's kind of surprising to see this controversy for a game that's been waited for like ages, honestly. Not decades, it's been like 18 years since the last Prime game, technically, and then 8 years since it got restarted or at least announced. So yeah, to see this happen, and like from what I've been playing, the time it's recording, basically, I think it's a decent game, honestly. But I do understand the criticisms. I don't think it's like one of the worst games ever made, like some are saying, but I do understand some of the criticisms if you're a big Metroid fan. So yeah. Prime 1 is still my favorite Metroid game though. But yeah, it's kind of surprising that happened. And as we're looking into the, you know, remainder of basically of next year, basically, we have a new Yoshi game that looks interesting, but I'm not sure. I don't know, I do want to try, I'll probably try it out of curiosity, but I don't know, not my kind of thing. Mario Tennis Fever, I hope it's decent. Animal Crossing Switch 2 Edition, Poke-P, I already talked about that. Tomodachi Life Switch 1, Rhythm Heaven Switch 1, Splatoon, Fire Emblem, and also Mario Wonder Switch 2 Edition. I'm looking out for that, after the Switch 2 editions, I'm looking out for that Mario Wonder DLC. Honestly, because as much as I want to play Rosalina in this game, honestly. So, yeah, it's gonna be $20. I hope it's worth it, but I don't know. If that costs more, I'm just bracing myself. Nintendo I better see Rosalina's space cheeks in the game if you're gonna make me pay more for that. I'm sorry, I have to bring that out there, honestly. Anyway, yeah, and then of course there's the whole price debate. I already made a video talking about prices, so go check out that video, but yeah. There has barely been anything that's been worth the price, and I'm just looking at everything right now, and it's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to be so picky when talking about Nintendo, and I'm gonna only mention this, like, I don't know, like once maybe, unless it's like, especially the DK Bonanza DLC made me like really fear what's coming up next, and I don't think it's gonna be the last time we see this. So, despite all this, do I regret getting a Switch 2? Absolutely not. I got a Switch 2 for Donkey Kong, and also Kirby Air Ride is fun too. But I'm definitely going to keep an open mind with the Switch 2 stuff that's been going on throughout, like, this first year. I know technically it's not June 2026 yet, but I don't know. It's just been a rocky start, to say the least, with these prices. Like, if the games themselves are kind of debatable, I guess if I want to compare this to 2017 had a bigger impact, and they needed to have a bigger impact considering Nintendo was struggling in 2016. Like, people always joke about Nintendo in 2015. Generally, can you name one memorable game from Nintendo in 2016? Like, all I remember was Kirby playing Robot, which was amazing. Pokemon happened. Paper Mario Color Splash was, like, mid for most people. Like, I generally don't remember a memorable experience from Nintendo in 2016 that isn't the Switch reveal. Like, generally. Like, people always joke on 2015. Nah, 2016 was 10 times worse. So, yeah. What people need to make videos on 2016 for crying out loud. Just saying. Anyway, yeah. If I was comparing this to Nintendo's 2017, yeah, 2017 has the bigger impact with the 3D Zelda and the 3D Mario. Nintendo 2025 is definitely have like more personal favorites of mine, like especially with Bonanza. I could say 2025 is better for me because DK, but even then, Kirby Air Riders was an amazing multiplayer game. I did enjoy Metroid Prime 4, even with its controversies. Like, I don't know, I think I do prefer 2025 a bit, and I know it's DK bias. You can say that in the comments, I don't care. So yeah, that's everything Switch 2 I've talked about right now, for now. I'm gonna continue to make these videos regardless of positive or negativity, because, like, if no one else is gonna mention it, who else will? I mean, a bunch of YouTubers, basically, that are kind of... Listen, criticism is good, But nowadays, it's just kind of just doom posting and rage baiting, and like, especially when I say opinions on it, people think, oh, you're rage baiting or something. And it's like, no, I'm freaking not, honestly. Like, I don't know, rage bait, and it's just an opinion. I hate that word so much, not gonna lie. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go back to my normal videos now. I'm probably gonna focus on mostly content I enjoy, and also talk about third parties as much as I want. I want to start doing more content, stuff like that. So be on the lookout, and it's gonna be fun to talk about some things, honestly. I can't wait. So yeah, if this video pissed you off, I don't care. Just note that I do not regret getting a Switch 2, but I can totally feel like, yeah, we're definitely in a weird situation right now. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. If you have a Switch 2, what do you think of it so far? Let me know in the comments below. Later, folks.